Welcome to the Puma Bass channel. Today we're going to react to Jungkook's performance. This performance is about someone going through a life-changing experience, seemingly gaining fame, and telling their romantic partner that despite this significant life change, they will remain the same person. Jungkook is delivering this performance in Times Square. It's a live performance with background musical accompaniment, but no live band. There were other videos, even from TV channels, of him performing this piece, but I chose this video to better analyze what he truly offers in terms of technical potential, and also to see what he can deliver in a challenging performance, where he's both dancing and singing into the microphone, with his voice taking the lead, and almost no musical support to back up his voice. So this is truly a big challenge for any singer. Here, we're going to analyze why Jungkook is, indeed, a singer who is well above average in this industry.
Hey, New York City! I'm Jungkook of BTS. Let's have fun!
The song starts with dancing.
Standing next to you.
He has a high-pitched voice. He's a tenor.
Slow. Push up on this funk and give me miracles. Waking on. I will left and right is something we control.
Here,
You know that.
at this beginning, it's already clear that he has a voice that's well-placed and highly focused in the mask. He's in a range that's comfortable, even though the song is high-pitched, but his voice is that of a very light tenor. Here he is, in the mask range, but transitions to belting. To add even more brightness and intensity to his voice, he finishes every phrase with a natural vibrato, with significant oscillation. He has great quality. Here we notice that his first notes attack was already a bit shaky because of the dancing. He was transitioning from a dance move to the front. But that's what you observe in performances, where the singer also has to dance. You'll notice several imperfections that are entirely natural. The key is that the singer must have the right technique, especially with diaphragm and breathing control, to effectively compensate. His falsetto here was beautiful. A very precise falsetto, and without breaks.
They can divide us, we'll survive the test of time. I promise I'll be right here.
Despite the highly challenging choreography, he transitions in and out of falsetto seamlessly. He had every reason to falter and produce a shaky, weak falsetto, but he didn't. On the contrary, it was well projected and ended with vibrato. The only flaw is that he came back with a bit more strength to his head voice. But it was very well placed, and he only adjusted because he was moving intensely. Truly, he is a singer above average. This is legit disco house, which I love, because I grew up in the late 80s. I still heard these songs on the radio through the late 90s, so I grew up with it. I grew up with Michael Jackson, Madonna, Whitney Houston, and countless other stars. It brings me a lot of nostalgia. What caught my attention and charmed me about K-pop last year, in 2023, was when I heard K-pop for the first time, and I liked it because it brings back many rhythms From those decades, the 80s, 90s, and 2000s, it was a revival of music from those times.
Afterglow, leave your body golden like the sun and the moon.
Spectacular. He was extremely precise on a note, where he could have messed up the falsetto. Lacked volume, cracked during the transition from head voice to falsetto, gone off pitch, or failed to reach the note. He was walking, dancing, even though the steps were simpler. But he nailed it. Perfect. Here, he struggles a little. This note is in a range where he could have gone falsetto. But he's in head voice in this higher range. So, he had to belt, pushing the note a bit more. It's completely understandable in a situation where he's singing and dancing. He's performing under pressure. And really, his voice is leading over the playback, with only ear monitors for support.
Next to you. You know it's deeper than the rain, it's deeper than the pain, but it's deep like DNA, something they can take away. Hey!
He holds the notes. This section is more spoken, but you can notice a slight oscillation in volume. Despite his dancing movements, the notes are fully sustained. They are in tune and well placed.
Standing next to you.
Now, from this point on, he will focus only on dancing. He's going to perform. I'll end this analysis here. This performance clearly shows that it's absolutely possible for a singer to also deliver a strong dance performance. He manages to do both things very well. This year, pop faced many controversies regarding whether certain groups sang well or not. There were many complaints about the live performances of several groups, especially female ones, and I think it's justifiable. Personally, as someone who came from a classical music background, classical music performances don't use microphones. You work your entire internal physiology to project your voice as much as possible in an environment where microphones are almost never used. So I'm used to singing without a microphone and performing live, unfiltered, where you are required to stay in tune and hit the notes accurately. And you cannot have tuning issues. And it's possible. Of course, in classical music, you're not always an opera singer, moving while singing. But most of the time, you're singing while standing still. In my case, I'm accustomed to this kind of performance where you need at least minimal technique to sing in tune. You don't need extraordinary technique on stage, just the minimum required. And it's totally possible, especially with proper diaphragm support. So, breathing technique, if it's well mastered, which takes a long time, a few years for a singer to fully master it, maybe 5 to 10 years. It's definitely possible to deliver, so I don't think many of the flaws groups had this year are justifiable. Many singers sounded like karaoke singers, that's the reality. So, it was ugly. But we see that many female groups now are coming in with very good technique. For example, ANALYSES, XG, and the Baby Monster girls have been delivering very well in live performances. Male groups, in general, have shown considerably better performance. And here we have Jung Kook to show it's possible to do much more than the bare minimum. What he's doing is up here. This level here is what Michael Jackson delivered. This is Michael Jackson's level. If you watch his performances with some sound quality, you'll see it's no different from this. There are fluctuations, some flaws, etc. But this is exactly the delivery. At this level, he's an absolutely above average singer. Perhaps, I don't know, the best among all the Asian groups. But he's truly an elite singer who shows it's indeed possible. The question is whether the company provides the idol with the proper technical training so they can perform at this level, but it's absolutely possible. He's living proof, among other singers that have emerged, that it's possible. However, harsh criticism against idols because of this isn't justified. Because, as I mentioned in another video, the reality is that idols are under the company's control. What the company sets as the schedule is what they'll follow. If the company doesn't give them 4 or 5 hours of weekly vocal training, the artists won't train. They don't have time. That's just how it works. So the complaints should go to the companies, not the idols. Right, that's my opinion. If you enjoyed this video, leave a comment below, like the video and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more videos like this. Alright, see you.